Perfect. Perfect. So our topic for today is, should we really be consolidating? Should we really be reporting our international income? Is that something we really want to do? Is that something that will be beneficial to me? The reason I brought this topic was simple. And before, let's pray. So, Father in heaven, I thank you for today. I bless you for this wonderful day. I bless all these wonderful people who are on the platform today. And I pray that as we get inspired to share your knowledge, we are going to provide the undiluted knowledge, and that we can take it, use it, and grow with it. Father, I thank you. I bless you in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thank you guys, and thank you guys for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Thank you all for being on the platform. So today it's an exciting Thursday, and we are talking about those of you who are out there and you have international businesses. There is a lot of people in our communities who have businesses in Africa. We have businesses in Europe. They have businesses in other parts of the world. And the problem is, they are asking themselves, how should I report this business in the United States? Should I even report this business in the United States? Is it worth it to report it in the United States? And what are the consequences if I were to report this business in the United States? That is what we're talking about today. Many of you have asked me, and you want to, we help a lot of companies. We help them structure, we help in their bookkeeping, we help in accounting, we help in audits, we help in tax planning, we do resolution matters, and we help most especially to help you grow. We help you grow your businesses. And the reason we're talking about this today is because this is a very important part of the growth of your business. I mean, if you're making somebody money as part of your business, it's only important, it's only normal that we should be talking about that money. How do you report that money? Even if you're losing money, how do you report that money? Should you even be reporting that money? And if you were to report it, what are the implications? What does the law say? What does the United States internal regulation, the IRS code, what does the code say about international income? We'll start by that. We have many Africans who have been who have businesses all over the place, and for some reason, many of them do not report them on their international business, on their international returns, on their United States tax returns. What does the code say? The code says something. The code says that your taxes are assessed on your worldwide income. That's what the code says. You are subject to tax on worldwide income from all sources and must report all taxable income and pay taxes. That is the Internal Revenue Code. Many Americans living abroad also qualify for things, because it's not only about those of us who are doing business outside. It's also about those of us who are working outside. If you're an American, and I'm really talking about Americans, most of these things will apply to other countries, because I know most of you are listening to me from Cameroon, some are listening to me from Nigeria and other parts of Canada and places like that. They all apply. But what I'm talking most especially is the US code. So basically, you have to report your income you have to report your taxes on global income. So if you're making money anywhere in the world, the code requires you to be able to report that income. Now, most people have come across, they have a problem. They do not report some of this income for reasons best known to them. But before we go there, if you are a resident out of the United States and you're making money out of the United States, there are other things that apply to you. Those would be, you will be able to avoid taxes in the United States by maybe avoid double taxation through what they call foreign tax credits, or you may also earn income earned income exclusion. Some of the earned income abroad, or even all of the income, could be excluded from taxes, but you still have to report it. So now, my question is, tax planning, why do we talk about this? We're talking about this because this is tax planning season, and many of us are already planning on their taxes. Some of us already have all of these things put together, but they just don't know how to report them. Many people have businesses abroad, they don't know how to report them on their returns. The aim of today's is to call your attention to what the rule is all about, and what are the responsibilities that you have when you're running this, and what are benefits for doing that. The IRS rule on tax, the IRS will tell you that if you have any worldwide income, you have to report it in the United States. That's correct. So I tell people that not reporting your income, not reporting any income in the United States is also not only about not paying taxes, but the bigger part is that you are also stopping yourself from growing. And I saw a lot of that during the past years. Many people came to me, they had a lot of income, and they were trying to get some benefits from the United States. They couldn't access these benefits because those incomes were not reported on their tax returns. First of all, if you don't report income on your tax return, let me get my glasses off, because I think my glasses are a little bit wet, so I'm not able to see as well as I'm supposed to. Okay. So there is something you call international business reporting. So international business reporting requires you that if you're doing business in the United States, if you are doing any business in the United States, you have to, first of all, number one, there's what you call FBAR. The FBAR is a reporting that requires you that even if you have a bank account out of the United States, you have to report anything. If at any point during the year your bank balance was more than $10,000, you have to report it on a form. There's a form that they give you. The IRS has a form called 1114 that you have to report it on. The second thing is that every income that you report, that you have across anywhere in the world, it could be income, it could be expenses, it could be losses, anything that you have outside of the United States, you have to report it here. And the reason I encourage people to do that is not only because it's important, not only because it is the rule, it is the law, you're avoiding any problems with the IRS, but because it also helps you access money. So let me tell you something. The United States is the largest bank, it's the largest credit market in the world. And if you have the opportunity to be there, you should be able to take full advantage of the credit market. And to take full advantage of that credit market, one of the key things is to be able to show the banker that you're making money. Because what the banker really wants, the banker wants to be able to, their role is really to help people have money. Because the only way the bank makes money is through interest. When you have interest, when the banks, today is a crazy day for me. I think I'm getting just give me a little bit. Guys, I'm sorry, my systems are just not working today. So I am just coming back. Let me get all set, then we can talk. So the banking system in America is the largest banking system in the world, and it gives you access to money. But what the banks make money through interest rates, and interest is got from what they lend. So they have every interest to lend you money. The only reason they will lend you money is you have the ability to pay. To show that ability to pay, you have to show that you're making money. So I tell people, if you're making money anywhere, you have to report it. And the reason you report it is because you want to also be able to access money. You want to show your income. The underwriting process for any bank, there are two things. Number one is your credit rating. What is your credit? Your credit will give you access to money, but it will only limit you to what you can pay. Your financials will show you how much you can pay. The smaller money you show on your financial statements, the less access you have to money. The more you show on your financial statements, the more access you have to money. Of course, there's that aspect that you may have to pay taxes. But paying taxes is not because you made money. Paying taxes is because avoiding taxes is trying to use the right people. People who are able, because you don't avoid taxes by evading taxes. You avoid taxes by using those elements that are available to you to be able to, the government will give you all different types of things, different types of things that you can do to avoid your taxes. And you can only do that when? You can do that during the tax planning season. And the tax planning season starts from July right down to December. July to December is your tax planning season. And during that time, that is when you're meeting your CPA, you're talking to your attorney, you're talking to your financial planner, you're trying to put those things in place and even buy some assets for your business that are going to help you grow. But hiding money, not representing them on your tax returns, first, it avoids you having access to certain benefits that are accrued to those who are doing business. That's number one. Number two, we had the PPP, we had EID alone. All of those things were based on your income. And so many people came to me, they wanted to have access to those incomes. They couldn't have access just because, first of all, just because they couldn't have access, because even though they were showing me that they had a lot of money made somewhere else, that money was not showing anywhere. PPP was based on your income. EIDL was based on your income. What again? All these facilities that are available out there are based on income. So you want to show your income. But before you show your income, as you're showing your income, you're talking to the right people to help you avoid taxes, not evade taxes. Because not showing your income is actually evading taxes. So basically, what do banks need? First of all, your credit rating. Number two is going to be your ability to pay. And your ability to pay is from all income from all sources shown on your bank statement, on your tax returns. When you see a banker and you want to get a loan, what they do is they look at your bank statements. They don't look at your bank statement. What they do is they look at your financials. They look at your tax return. After they have assessed your credit, the next thing is your tax return. And your tax return will determine how much money you can get. If you only made this small, then you can only access a little bit of money. If you made a lot more, you can access a lot more money because it shows that you have more ability to pay back that money. So leverage is another big one. Leverage is your debt to equity ratio, debt to asset ratio. Your debt to asset ratio will determine how much of that debt can be given you more. So, and that make income only increases what? It increases your asset base, because loans are based on your asset base, your ability to pay. If you have less assets, then you have less access to other people's money. So what are the pros? Let me tell you a little bit about the pros of having all these things. The pros are, one, when you report your income, one, it shows responsibility as a citizen. And when you are a responsible citizen, I say that because some of us are in some counties, we are looking to represent our nation in one form or the other. If you are looking at getting any office here in the United States, and you think that your tax returns have any bit of thing that is not right, please forget it, because they are going to analyze it, they are going to investigate it, they are going to look into it. So good responsible citizenship is when you have any amount, anything that you're doing anywhere, you have to report it. Number two is that it helps you access capital. We just talked about access to capital. Access to capital is based on the income you have. Number three is wealth building. It helps you build your wealth. You have to develop the amount of assets that you have on your financial. The more assets you have, the more access you have to money. All of these millionaires and billionaires, the only reason people say they don't pay taxes is because these guys, they leverage their assets to have access to debt. They live on debt. They live on debt because they have so much in assets, so much in net assets, that they can get any amount of money from the bank and live on. And when you live on debt, basically, when you're living on debt, what happens is you are not paying taxes because you don't pay taxes on debt. These people have leveraged, they have built their net worth in such a way that they can use it and easily access money at the bank. And what I tell you is that if you are making money and you're not building your net assets and you're not showing it, because the best way to show that, when you want to buy a house, you want to buy everything, they'll ask you for your tax returns. If you have not shown that you have any asset worth on those tax returns, then you don't have access to nothing. You might have the best credit on earth. If you don't show that you're making money, you're not getting access to nothing. So please, it's important that we note this one. So the key things is responsible citizenship. It gives you access to capital. It helps you with wealth building. It increases your government assistance. So many people think that the best way of getting access to assistance from the government is what? Is by showing the government that you don't make money. If you don't make money, you don't make nothing. You don't get nothing. Let me tell you, for example, I did a lot of PPP for companies. Our company did a lot of PPPs. We gave millions of dollars to people in PPP money. We gave millions of dollars to people in ERC money. We gave millions of dollars to people in EIDL money. The only reason we are doing this, you're able to get all that money, is because you are making money. When you say that you want to stay low because you want to get access maybe to food stamps or this or that, all those are what you give to poor people. What is being given to the rich is called incentives. The more you make money, the more incentives you get. And the incentives you get are not in terms of thousands. When they were giving this stimulus was $600, $100,400, and then $500. That's what lower income people were getting. But those of you who are making money, you had access to ERC, millions of dollars. You had access to PPP, millions of dollars. You had access to EIDL, millions of dollars. You had access to sectorial grants, millions of dollars. And I say this, some of you on the platform who we help as a company, we help you get access to those monies. So what I'm saying here is simple. I'm saying that we should not be penny wise and pound foolish. We need not be penny wise and pound foolish. We need to be able to take advantage of the markets we are. If we are making things happen, if the billionaires and the millionaires can avoid paying taxes, then we too can. We don't do it by evading taxes. That is going to take us to jail. We do it by avoiding taxes, by using the right people. And I emphasize on this because this is the right time to do. If you are out there, you've made some money, or you're still making money, you have businesses all over the place, this is the right time to talk to the right CPA. Talk to somebody who understands business, who understands tax strategy to help you avoid those taxes. After the 31st of December 2022, it is gone. You don't have any way to structure your income in a way that you can avoid taxes. So there are so many. I've had a lot of these webinars where I was talking about different ways of you avoiding taxes. Please take advantage of them. Call our company. Call different. If you have your CPA who is a tax strategist, talk to them. Look for ways of improving your tax position. It is not about avoiding. The only con. Let me tell you, another thing that I see as an advantage for you reporting your income. Many people in my community are richer they have access to certain incomes, which are not reported on their bank, on their financials. If you don't, what it does also is that it doesn't give you that social status that you're looking for. Let me tell you why. The richer you are, the more you have access to free things. If you think I'm wrong, let me tell me. Most people, celebrities have access to fashion, all sorts of things for free. Most people in our communities, they will tend to give to you if they know that you have the ability to have it. If you are somebody who is struggling, money follows people who have money. And that's a reality. People, and the Bible says that you will take from those who don't have and give to those who have. So and the only way in a structured community that you can show that you have is what you're showing on your financial statements, what you're showing on your tax returns. That is the way you show. And when you show that, the system also helps provide for more for you. You have access to certain things that are only privy to those who are able to provide certain amenities within the community. I mean, we can talk about this for ages. Some of the videos, I've made a lot of videos where I talked about these things. So social status is elevated just because you're reporting these things. You have access to increased capital to be able to increase your business, to be able to enlarge your business. You have access to that. The only con that I mainly see with reporting your activity is that you may be taxed, but you may also be making losses that you can write off. Remember, the problem I see with most of those who do international business and who don't report it is that they don't even have an accounting system. The only thing they can see is the amount of money that came to their foreign bank accounts. And let me tell you something about foreign bank accounts. I told you initially about the FBAR. There is a requirement in the United States that says that if you are a United States resident, not a citizen, if you are considered a resident for tax purposes, and you have an international bank account, you have any amount of money anywhere that had a balance of more than $10,000 or more at any point in time during the year, you have to report it in the United States. Reporting doesn't mean you're taxed on it. It just means that you're disclosing it. There's a form called it is a form 114. It is just used to disclose that money. The only amount that could be subject to taxation is if you receive any interest on that money. And also remember, if you paid interest for business purposes during the year on any of those monies, if you paid interest and that is because you were investing in your business, then that interest that you paid is also tax deductible. So those are some of the things I wanted to highlight to us today. Those of us who have international businesses, I can't stress any further on this. It is so important, very, very important, that we make sure that we are reporting correctly. We are reporting our activities correctly. I mean, I've heard some people tell me that, oh, they are using that money, they are able to make money out of here. I mean, there's a lot of cash that you can generate out of the United States, in other countries, in Cameroon, in Nigeria, in all of these places. You can generate a lot of cash. But there is nowhere you can build wealth as much as the United States. And the reason is, the United States uses what do you call that? They have something called the dollar. The dollar is the last currency to be devalued. Most currency, we are living in the times of devaluation. Most currencies, the naira has gone. Hey guys, I just got my systems. The people who are trying to get me at all costs. Yeah, here. Is that live? Yes. Guys, I'm sorry. I think we're going to improve on our systems. So, as I was saying, it is so important that we make sure that we are reporting our activities correctly, because Again, let me tell you, we have to know what our objectives are when we get into business. The most important thing is to know what our objectives are. If you know your objectives, me, when I get into business, my objective is to build wealth. My objective is to make a profit. My objective is also to be a responsible corporate citizen. My objective is also to be able to raise the status of other people within our community. Those are our responsibilities. If you have that responsibility, then one of the key things is to make sure you're reporting accurately. You're reporting your finances accurately. You make sure that you are reporting not only your financials accurately, you are also, because that is your gateway to wealth. That is your gateway to wealth. In the United States, you want to buy a house, they are going to ask for your tax returns. You want to buy anything, they are going to ask for your tax returns. And if those tax returns are not showing any amount of income, you are not getting access to nothing. Because that is showing your ability to pay back. That is the only thing that shows your ability to pay back. But if you're telling them that, no, I have money somewhere else, and you did not even report that money as part of your FBAR process, then you completely cut yourself from that capital market, which is, to me, is the biggest advantage of living in the United States of America. The biggest advantage of living in the United States of America is to be able to take advantage of that capital market. Is to be able to take advantage of that capital market. My respects, man of God. My respect, sir. Pastor Echi, I respect you. I acknowledge you. Thank you, guys. So it is so important. It is so important that we make sure that we are reporting correctly. And not only reporting correctly, but we are also meeting the right people. The reason many of us are paying too much in taxes is simply because we are not talking to the right people. It's not because we have income. It is because we are not leveraging our income. When you have income, when you are making money, I just said it and I repeat it again. This is tax planning season. Speak to your CPA. Not every CPA is a tax strategist. Look for somebody who understands the strategy behind taxation. Talk to that person. We are going to help you avoid taxes legally with that money while investing in your business. Because the IRS in the United States is not here. It is not about making you pay taxes. They don't need your money. I keep telling you this. The IRS does not need your money. The government, the IRS, is a tool that is used for empowering sectors that the government needs empowerment in. The government uses it as a regulation tool. If there is a need in a particular sector, the government will give incentives through the IRS code so that people who invest in those areas are getting tax benefits. And many of us, we are investing in people, we're hiring people, we are working, we are doing business, we are growing the business, we are growing the communities, we are doing a lot of these things that are supposed to take advantage of them. But we are just not taking advantage of them because we are using the wrong people. It is so important. It is so important that we talk about these things. I repeat this because I see a lot of people in my community who are basically doing not much in this country, but they are investing very hugely back home. They come here, they work a little bit, make money, and then go and invest it back home. Great to invest back home. But I can tell you one thing. Back home may give you cash flow, but it's not going to make you wealthy. It is not going to make you wealthy. We all want to invest back home. We all are investing back home, but you can do both. You can do both and avoid taxation. That it's so important. It was important that I lay this down. Again, the benefits of reporting your income in the United States. Number one benefit is that you get access to capital. You get access to capital. The more you report, the better you report your income, the more access you have to capital. That's number one. And the objective of every businessman is to grow. If your objective is to grow, then you want to basically enhance all the things that are going to make you have access to capital. Because 90% of business failures is because of lack of capital. And you cannot be in the largest capital market in the world and then you don't have access to capital. Then there is something you're doing wrong. There is just something you're doing wrong. Guys, I am glad about what we're talking about today. I mean, we can talk about this for ages, but the most important thing is that I want you guys to share some of these videos. I want you guys to reach out to us so that we can help you structure these things. Because again, at the end of December, as of December 31, 2022, after that date, you enter into what you call tax filing season. And when you're in the tax filing season, there's very little you can do about taxes. There is very little. All you can do is just to, you just in that process where you have to compile what you've already done. So we're still in that process of doing those things to avoid those taxes, but also making sure that we are creating those financials that will give us access to that financial market, which is available to us in the United States. And even in Africa, even in Cameroon, because even if for those who are in Cameroon, who are listening to me in Cameroon, there is no way you will go to a bank and want a loan and tell them that you don't have ability to pay, or you are going to use just their money to pay back. They don't want it. They want to see that you have some sources of income that will allow you to be able to pay that money back. If you don't have that, you will struggle to have access to capital. You will struggle to have access to capital. So, yeah, that was really what I wanted to talk about today. There are so many other topics that we had. Today started a little bit rough. I'm sorry about that. We're going to try to improve. Every day we're going to do improvements. I'm sure I can assure you that next week is going to be a lot better. We're investing in some equipment so that our training, our learning, our webinars, our everything that we're putting out there, we shouldn't have technical problems anymore. We are getting that right, and we take a lot of pride in speaking to you people. I see how many people on the platform. I see tens and tens of people on the platform today, which is really, really great. I want to thank you for being here. I want to bless you for being here, and let's make it another date. It's going to be next week on Thursday at 10:30 a.m. I will be sending out we will be sending out the next topic on this subject on Friday. That's tomorrow. We send out the topics tomorrow, and then we make sure, and then we're here on Thursday to talk about these things, critical things. And if you are there, if you're out there and you have any important thing that you want to talk about, that you need us to talk about, we are business. We help you grow your business. If you have any particular subject you wanted to talk about, just let us know. Leave us a comment, drop a note, and we'll be here to help you. Thank you so much, and you have a wonderful rest of your day. Let me see some of the comments that are on there. I love the financial forum, so we love your teachings. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Bring them on camera. Thank you. I appreciate that. Great job. We appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate all the comments that you guys are making. And we promise you one thing: the quality is not going to go down. It's going to improve. Thank you so much, and you have an excellent rest of your day. Bye bye.